Hello, everyone, and welcome to Grid Tonight, your weekly motorsports news program. I'm Cubby Lambert from the Podium Fitness, and with me tonight, once again, our supercars expert, Adam Limmeries. Another live episode of Grid Tonight with special Indy 500 coverage each day this week. We'll recap day two of Indy 500 practice. Matt White's here with his weekly Grid World Motorsport League update, and the state of North Carolina is investing in infrastructure related to motorsports. And we're going to start off just like we did last night with Indy. Day two practice for all of the drivers got slightly delayed by a few minutes because RC Enerson from the new team Top Gun Racing was finishing up his ROP rookie orientation program. Almost 10 minutes after noon Eastern, Enerson completed his rookie program and got cleared to be on the track with the other drivers. Then everyone on track for the 6-hour practice session. During the session, it was announced that Danica Patrick will be the pace car driver for the 105th Indy 500, driving the Corvette Stingray. Dylan Woods from NBC Sports asked Joseph Newgarden about the changes to the Speedway aero package this year since we switched to the current configuration. It's been harder to overtake at Indy 2018. First year with the aero package, passing was extremely difficult. Updates arrived in 2019, much better on-track product, and we all remember that thrilling finish between Simon Pagenaud and Alexander Rossi. Then in 2020, the addition of the aero screen threw a wrench into the equation, and passing once again very problematic. Now IndyCar 2021 returns to the speedway with new changes to improve the quality of racing, and Newgarden said himself he believes the driver up towards the front of the end should have a much better chance at fighting for the win instead of hitting that dreadful bubble of dirty air and getting stuck. Adam, the field is very tight in practice. Do you expect this year's Indy 500 to be more competitive than last year?
I sure do. Um, there's a really good chance right now you have between 10 and 20 drivers who could claim that Ford Runner trophy. The usual suspects from Andretti Autosport, Chip Ganassi Racing, and don't forget Ray Hall, Letterman, Flanagan Racing, and Andretti Autosport. All the top drivers are looking forward to the Indy 500, and as a fan, so am I. And also, pretty cool to see Danica Patrick driving this year's pace car. She was a very she was very good at the Indy 500. She led laps, but did not capture the win. I think that's pretty cool to see her driving the pace car.
I know a lot of people miss the oval aero kit from the previous generation. Very easy to pass all throughout the field, swapping the lead back and forth many times. But you have to give IndyCar credit for recognizing problems and working hard to address them. There wasn't really much to report on today from practice. It was incident free, but the teams that were focusing on handling out front leading and working through traffic. We saw a lot of overtakes, slipstreaming, drivers practicing coming to their pit box, and a focus on racing conditions. It was a strong day for Chip Ganassi Racing with all four Hondas in the top eight. The six-time champ, the Iceman Scott Dixon, led the way, fastest with a speed of 226.829 miles per hour, followed by two fast Ed Carpenter Racing Chevys, Connor Daly and Ed Carpenter himself, second and third. Then two Ganassi entries to round out the top five, Marcus Ericsson and Tony Kanaan at number 48. Great recovery from yesterday's issues. Sebastian Bourdais, sixth fastest. Pato Award seventh. Alex Palou in eighth. Sage Karam ninth. Another great day for Dreyer and Rumble. And Marco Andretti rounds out the top 10. Adam, in your opinion, what was the biggest takeaway from today's practice session?
The biggest takeaway from me was you saw a lot of really good cars in the top 10 after after the second day of practice. A lot of those drivers will be in contention for the pole position, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see one of the top 10 drivers win the Indy 500 next weekend.
Yes, and for me, the biggest takeaway looking at Chip Ganassi racing, I think Ganassi overall won the day at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. All four cars look extremely fast. Scott Dixon at the top, Tony Kanaan, Marcus Ericsson, Alex Palou, all four of those CGR Hondas definitely look dialed in and look great running in traffic and leading the pack as well. And yes, I still think that practice sessions like this, speed doesn't really tell a lot of the story, but it's no surprise to see Chip Ganassi racing running well at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And I think come race time, they're going to be one of the teams to beat. Now here's Matt White from the Great Wall Motorsport League with a weekly update.
Hi everyone, Matt White here from the Grid World Motorsport League. Time for this week's Grid World Motorsport League Top 10 update, where we have two new entries this week. Top three have all stayed the same. Lewis Hamilton continues to lead the way. He and Max Verstappen, of course, not in action until this week coming up at Monaco for the Monaco Grand Prix. Shane Van Gisbergen continues in third position, but we now have a four-way tie for fourth. Josh Cook and Sebastian Ogier have been joined by Robert Kubica and Nicholas Crussen. They are from winners from the ELMS this week out of the Red Bull Ring, and they both took part in the Rolex 24 at Daytona at the start of the year. 2 wins apiece for both of them so far in 2021, so they have slid into the top 10 as it stands this week. Some notables from the week just gone. Last season's Grid World Motorsport League champion Phil Hansen has now competed 3 races, which makes him eligible, and he has slid into the top 10 in 14th position, just behind Bill Orland and Robbie Foley, the GTD winners from the IMSA race at Mid-Ohio, which happened on Sunday night. Jack Miller was the big winner in MotoGP, his second in a row at Le Mans. He was our Performer of the Weekend award winner this week, so congratulations to Jack on his victory and his award win. Big weekend coming up this week with F1, as I mentioned, at Monaco. That means F2 is back as well for their second round. 3 races for them across the weekend. 3 NASCAR races, of course, at Circuit of the Americas. We're looking forward to that immensely, with Trucks and Xfinity on Saturday and the Cup race on Sunday. World Rally Championship back in action as well in Portugal, so that's 3 of the top 4. One of them, of course, from the big tie in 4th position in action this week. And we've also got action from the World Superbike Championship as they get their season underway in Spain at Aragon. Jonathan Rea, the world champion, will be looking for another championship to his name, and he'll be a threat for a high placing in the Grid World Motorsport League all season long. So plenty more shuffling in the standings to come this weekend. And of course, a side note, Indy 500 qualifying going on, of course. Practice and qualifying this week for the big race next week. So lots to keep us interested this week. It's going to be a big weekend, and we'll have it all covered for you here on the Grid Network.
This afternoon, North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper made a huge announcement that will have an impact on racetracks all across the state of North Carolina. In the American Rescue Plan, the Tar Heel State received over $5 billion, and Governor Cooper decided to use some of the money on motorsports facilities across the state. Under the title Promoting Business Development and Innovation, North Carolina plans to use $45 million to expand motorsports and outdoor event opportunities. The state wants to improve the infrastructure at racetracks all across North Carolina, including the local ones. You might be wondering how the state is planning to distribute all of this money. How are we going to pay for it all? $30 million will go to 3 of the state's motor speedways, with each track receiving $10 million. Of course, Charlotte Motor Speedway is one of them. Then Rockingham Speedway, Yetta Rock, Thunder Alley. The track is planning to host a Cars Tour late model race later in the year, and the facility does need some upgrades. But the third and final track, the one most people are really excited about, North Wilkesboro, is getting the final $10 million to improve the infrastructure there. We all know that North Wilkesboro has been in pretty bad shape for a long time and needs a complete makeover. There's been a lot of debates about this track, whether or not it can return to operation and host races again in the future. Some think if we make the right investment with significant upgrades, then North Wilkesboro can be brought back to life. Others think the track is too far gone to save, and instead we should focus on preserving the track. $10 million can go a long way, but who knows how it will be spent at North Wilkesboro. Dale Earnhardt Jr., who played a major role in putting together a group of people to clean up the track for iRacing to scan North Wilkesboro, responded to the governor's plan in a favorable way. Jr. said he's excited for this opportunity to open up and never expected the track to make a comeback, but maybe there's a worthy purpose for it yet. Adam, how significant is the infrastructure plan for racetracks in North Carolina, especially a track in desperate need like North Wilkesboro?
This was awesome news regarding this regarding here in the Tar Heel state of North Carolina today. As a race fan, I can remember with North Wilkesboro and Rockingham hosted NASCAR events. Both tracks produced awesome action and fabulous finishes. Some of the greats that have run include Jeff Gordon, who won the last race at North Wilkesboro, Dale Earnhardt Sr., who captured one of his NASCAR Cup Series championships at The Rock, Mark Martin, Cale Yarborough, Benny Parsons, and even the King, Richard Petty, have raced at these tracks. This was really cool news, and if North Wilkesboro and Rockingham were to come back on the NASCAR schedule, those stands would be packed with crazy race fans, and the tickets would sell out. So overall, this was great news regarding the motorsports future here in the Tar Heel state of North Carolina.
Yes, you're right, Adam. Really great news, and I hope you're right about people showing up because we know if you want to see these racetracks on the schedule, then fans need to show up, or otherwise, you know, we all know what happened last time at Rockingham. The last time NASCAR tried to come back, yeah, fans did not show up, and the event went under. And hopefully, if this money is used to a great advantage, and we're able to bring back Rockingham, I feel more confident about bringing back Rockingham than I do North Wilkesboro at the moment. But in general, this was just a great day for motorsports in the Tar Heel State. So $3 million for those three tracks, $10 million for motorsports and outdoor event opportunities grants, and the last $5 million is going towards natural and cultural tourism trails. In order to justify the need to spend this amount of money on motorsports infrastructure, the state highlighted its history of being a motorsports industry and tourism destination. Due to the global pandemic, Cabarrus County, home of Charlotte Motor Speedway and Concord, lost over $24 million in hotel revenue and a total loss of $540,000 in local taxes, with the state having about 40 active tracks from the mile and a half at Charlotte to local short tracks like Hickory and the dirt tracks. These facilities could really benefit from this investment, and some of the possible upgrades: water and wastewater extensions, pedestrian walkway extensions, speedway repaving, upgrades to facilities and dragways, bathroom fixtures and maintenance, grandstand repair and erosion control. And when Roger Penske purchased IndyCar Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the captain invested in the speedway's infrastructure and provided many updates to the facility and received many positive reviews from the drivers. And now, since fans are allowed back at Indianapolis Motor Speedway in 2021, they'll get to see the wonderful infrastructure upgrades at IMS. Adam, why is it so important to keep all auto racing facilities up to date?
Well, you have a lot of action on track, but off track, there's a lot that goes on. You have a lot of people that are in charge of keeping their concession stands clean, bathrooms clean, and just keeping up a very good place for motorsports. Also, you have to have people that cut the grass, water the grass, and that's something that a lot of people really don't talk about. And overall, I think that some tracks, you have some tracks that need this. Overall, I like this. I like what Roger Penske has done regarding the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and I'm glad to see fans will be back to see what the captain did at IMS.
Yes, and we obviously want to keep those facilities up, or look like places like what happened in North Wilkesboro or Nazareth up in Pennsylvania. We definitely don't want that to happen to those racetracks. I know right now Chicagoland and Kentucky are not in operation. We don't know what the future is going to hold there, but if there's not going to be any racing at Chicagoland and Kentucky in the future, we need to make sure like with tracks like those, that those don't go to waste, because someday in the future, you never know, we could see those type of tracks return to the schedule. And you definitely don't want racetracks to go to waste. So that's why it's really important to make sure that all of these racing facilities are up to date with its infrastructure. And since we'll have some racing action before the Grid Live pre-race show on Saturday at noon Eastern, we have some pick a winner to play tonight. World Rally Championship, fourth race of the season, getting underway soon. Rally to Portugal. After three races, Sebastian Ogier leads the championship with Thierry Neuville in second, followed by Elfin Evans, Ott Tonic, and Collie Rovenpera. And here's an updated look at the pick a winner standings. You see Matt White from Great Wall Motorsport League leading with 10 correct race winners, and Joe and Adam tied second and third. And I'm the defending champion and pick a winner in fourth with 7. I think I'm hitting a sophomore slump here, but overall, just looking at the entire board, got 9 people on the board. Really happy to see that we have some tight competition this year, and really looking forward to seeing if I can defend my crown. I know it's early in the season, but I still got hope that I can still take down everyone ahead of me. So Adam, Joe, Matt, watch out because I am coming for you. And with that said, Adam, who do you think is going to win WRC in Portugal?
Well, Kobe, since you're coming for your crown again, I'm going to have to go with a pick that I think will be really good. I'm going to go with the point leader right now, Sebastian Ogier, to win the Rally Portugal. Hopefully, I know he has a lot of experience at this round, so right now I'm going to go with Sebastian Ogier as my pick a winner for World Rally in Portugal.
Yeah, Sebastian Ogier is definitely a safe pick there. And Adam, you seem to be doing a lot better than me lately at pick a winner. So I'm going to ride your coattails so I can keep up with you just in case. And I'm also going to pick Sebastian Ogier to get another victory and win Rally de Portugal. And that concludes another episode of Grid Tonight. Please like and subscribe to the Grid Network here on YouTube. And we definitely encourage you to visit our Patreon page, invest in us, Colin. We definitely really appreciate everything that you've done to support Grid Network for many months, and also a special welcome to our new Patreon supporters, Mark and D Shell. Really appreciate you for investing in the Grid Network and supporting all of the content that we are all trying to push out. And be sure to check out Pablo's to get your furry family member something special. They have dog leashes, clothing, and accessories for dogs of all sizes. 10% of your purchase goes towards helping homeless, sick, and rescue dogs. And we'll be back on the air tomorrow evening, same time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, for another edition of Grid Tonight, with Grid Network doing Indy 500 coverage for the second consecutive year. For this month's Life on the Grid, I felt that it would be appropriate to invite someone from the NTT IndyCar series. SRO America and IndyCar Radio Motorsports broadcaster Ryan Marine joins us to talk about all things IndyCar and sports car racing. Be sure to tune into IndyCar Radio and listen to Ryan on the call, chasing stories all around the racetrack. His Life on the Grid episode will air on Carb Day, next Friday evening at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time on Grid Network's YouTube channel with musical guest Tough Guy. So definitely you'll want to hear us chat with Ryan Marine. Is an episode that you do not want to miss. For Adam Lemeries, I'm Kobe Lambert from the Podium Finish. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful evening.
Joe Samaniego here. Want to invite you to go check out Pablo's. Pablo's is a dog clothing and accessory company based in Austria. 10% of each of your purchases goes to helping dogs in need, whether it's homeless, sick, or ill dogs. This is one of the reasons why we support it. Kiska here is a rescue dog from rural Alaska and our Grid office dog. We care about our furry buddies, and we know you do as well. Definitely check out pablos.com. There's a link on the video description, and by clicking on that link, you get a 10% discount on your purchase as well.